So I'm like sitting here looking at this lady, man, trying to figure out, is she even serious? Can there be any way an intake lady in a fucking prison doesn't know what a Crip is? Man, that's crazy. So when I get through explaining to her what it is, she tells me, sir, you need to go sit down over there. We're going to have somebody come talk to you. So I say, okay, cool. I sit down. I watch the other guys go. Nobody's even speaking English. I realize, damn, I'm the only one even speaking English here. What the fuck? So I'm just sitting watching everybody do their little intake, and here comes the gang officer to talk to me. Gets my little folder, looks at me. First thing he says, so, are you stoned? I say, no, man, I'm a Crip. He said, are you sure, man? I say, sir, I'm a Crip, sir. He said, man, listen, man, don't lie, man. If you're you stoned, just tell me, man. You gotta tell me. I said, no, I'm just wondering what the fuck's going on. I said, no, man, I'm not. I'm a fucking Crip, man. Rolling 60, what's up? He said, well, shit, man, all right. I said, go wait in that little room over there. So I go wait in the little room over there. It's a little small little room with a bench and a toilet. Go in there. Comes back. He said, all right, man, you're by yourself, man. We're going to go in this dorm over here. We'll put you in there with the other folks. I said, all right, I guess. Whatever the fuck that means. Okay, let's go. So he literally just walks me by my fucking self and get my stuff, takes me to this fucking wing. You got a coastal bend. It's kind of different. You got a big building on the right, big building on the left, and they got two giant rec yards in the middle. So he walks me to the right. Walk in here. We go down a little walk, down a little run, and go to the right into this building, okay? When I walk into the building, I see about 100 fucking Mexicans at the glass window staring at me. All of them fools look weird as fuck and tatted up. And I'm trying to spot what it is. Right away, I see Raza Unida. Every one of them motherfuckers was RUs. A big-ass tank full of them. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know there was that many RUs in the world, man. That's their headquarters, obviously. So when I'm walking past, they just are looking at me, and I guess they're seeing that I'm white, and they're just not even giving a fuck. Like, nobody hit me up. Nobody said nothing. Nobody beat on the glass. Nothing. They just let me walk past. I said, fuck, a bunch of them dudes. I go grab my mat. When I grabbed my mat at Coastal Bend, it felt totally different than any mat I've ever felt anywhere. You could pick up that bitch with one hand, man. It was like nothing. You were sleeping on the bare metal over there. It was crazy. Usually a man has trouble carrying his mat. Over there you can carry it with one hand. It's so sorry. It's weird, man. But anyway, so they put me in a fucking dorm. It's 7 men. When I'm looking in here, I see 6 weird-looking motherfuckers, man. Like, these dudes don't look right, man. What the fuck? So when I'm coming in, you got to realize, too, now I'm 240. Big as hell. Been lifting weights, house arrest the whole time, eating, working out. And I'm coming in here looking at these 6 little weird-looking motherfuckers that all look like some child molesters and fucking rats and shit. I'm thinking, oh, man, what the fuck am I at? And for about 30 fucking minutes, I stood right there next to my fucking bed just looking. And I swear to God, it was the weirdest, like, strange. There was no tension. There was no fucking, I felt no vibes, like nobody was gonna do nothing. It was like all 6 of them motherfuckers were scared when I walked in, man. I've never felt nothing like that. It was a bad feeling. Like, man, I'm either in a tank full of something. I didn't like it, man. I just didn't know. Man, I kind of just tell everybody, hey, what's up, man? And that's about it. See, all them guys, I later realized, were in there waiting on their court dates and shit like that, and I'm already going to prison. I'm coming from court, waiting to catch chain, and all of them are waiting to go to court. So I think that's why they were a little, like, standoffish, too. Like, man, this guy's already sentenced. We might have to worry about him a little bit, you know, is what they were kind of feeling. But the very next morning, they came and packed me up, say, boy, get your shit, let's go. You're going to your real house. So at that moment, I was kind of happy, like, oh, okay, well, at least I don't got to be in here with these fucking weirdos. And they take me into a whole nother tank full of fucking weirdos, man. I couldn't believe it. The next morning, they take me across the rec yard into the other main building, I guess, where you're going to stay a little bit longer. And they put me into like another 7 or 8 man dorm in there. When I walk straight in, I kind of got a different vibe. I see a couple guys with tattoos, a couple guys look like illegals, and there was a couple old guys too. So I'm thinking, all right, this is a little different, but it looks like they've done some time, so maybe we can program in here or something. So anyway, I speak to the first youngster I see. He's about 25, and he actually turned out to be the only guy in there that I fucked with. He was a Texas Chicano brother. And for y'all that don't know, we have the Tri-City Bombers and the Texas Chicano brothers down south, and they don't do any playing, and they go at each other all the time. But he was Chicano brother, And he got caught riding with a kilo on the bus going north, and he was getting ready to go do some time too. So me and him kind of locked in tight. What we realized is they were putting us in a tank that we were the others. He was the only Texas Chicano brother in the whole prison. I was the only Crip in the whole prison. And so they just putting us in here with these guys, and they were like kind of PC, man. It was crazy. They didn't ask us to do this. Didn't even tell us what they were doing. And then later on, we just find out we're in a tank full of other people, which was kind of weird. I would have just rather went into normal population if I had to pick, but that's one thing about jail. They don't let you pick. So I'm talking to this Chicano brother. He's kind of lacing me up, telling me how everything goes. He's telling me it's a nice little place. We go to commissary 2 times a week. We go to rec every day. Blah, blah, blah. But he told me something I could not fucking believe, y'all. He told me in Coastal Bend Detention Center down there, okay, this is how they run it, y'all. Anybody who is a fucking paisa, they're the ones running that place, okay? Supposedly in your tank, if a paisa is in your tank, he controls the TV. He picks what you're watching. And come on, y'all, man, y'all might not know me too well, but that's just not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I can't live my life with a little bitty ass guy telling me what to do constantly. I'm not into that, you know what I mean? And that Chicano brother, he wasn't into that either, thankfully. And we straight up on that second fucking day, just straight up told him, homeboy, we're watching some English ass shit today, and I don't know what you're gonna do about it, bro, but here it goes. And he said, hey, shit, no problem, Holmes. Here, gave us the remote. He didn't want no fucking problems, man. He gave us that remote. And then when they ran rec, the other guy told us, man, y'all in big trouble, man. They're fixing to come here and fuck y'all up, man. Nobody's ever done that before. So me and this Chicano brother were looking at each other like, yeah, well, that's what we're gonna have to see then. Let's wait and see. So look, when they come back from rec, not a goddamn thing happened, man. That Paisa didn't tell nobody he got punked and gave up that remote. Trust me. So for the rest of our little time in there, we was just doing what the fuck we wanted to do and programming how we wanted to. So it was kind of a little bit different. And I'm gonna be honest, had his homeboys knew what the fuck we was doing, yeah, they probably would have ran in there on us and got us. But he was not willing to admit that he gave that remote control up. So that's just is what it is. We didn't tell and he didn't tell, and we kept that fucking remote. So, that's kind of how jail is, man. You got to stand strong. Him one deep in there was supposed to fight both of us and take that remote back, and he didn't have a fucking chance. He done lost instantly, you know what I mean? And he knew it. That little place was a trip, though, man. Listen, it was my 3rd day that I went to recreation. When I realized, man, they have a fucking hell of a rec yard out here, man. They had basketball goals. They had a track. They had a whole nother side with a soccer field and everything, man. It was crazy. And I seen one of the wildest things while I was there. I told it in the first part of this story. I met a Latin King in the court tanks, and he came back with me. On my 3rd day, that Latin King guy was out there standing by the seg cages, because they bring the seg guys out and rec and put them in cages at the same time. That was kind of weird. So look, the Latin King was over there talking to his homeboy in the cage, and they kicked the fucking soccer ball by him. He took the ball and drop kicked that motherfucker and told him, don't hit me with this goddamn ball. Y'all be more careful. And I was like, wow, he just punked everybody. That was crazy. About 10 more minutes later, they kicked that ball back over there, man. And the Latin King guy took it and kicked it over the fucking fence and told him, man, fuck y'all, I told y'all not to do that. And just killed their whole game, man. I said, oh my God, what the fuck's gonna happen next? Hey, look, me and this dude, we were just over there sitting to the side watching. And straight up about 10 of them rushed his ass. And I'll be goddamn if he wasn't ready, man. The dude was turning in a circle, knocking their motherfucking asses out. And finally, one of them had to jump on his legs and grab him by his feet. When they grabbed him by his feet, he dropped down and punched that motherfucker. And then they just all start kicking him, man. And it was over. Like, at the end, he kind of looked a little messed up. But that man fought 10 people on that rec yard by himself. And I seen him win for about the first 20 seconds, man. And then it was over. But that was the type of shit going on. And that cat there told me he was back on a bench warrant from Memphis Medium. So anybody that might know him, salute, man. He had the little horn here, and had LK. Had his whole head tatted up from Corpus, man. He was a straight soldier. I couldn't believe it when I seen that shit. But Coastal Bend, man, was like the weirdest fucking place. Like, it's for nobody unless you're an illegal alien, man. Everything's in Spanish. The way Coastal Bend was set up, man, it was all the way federal facility. It was weird because our 7 or 8 man dorm right across the way, we had seg cells right there. And them guys, we could fish back and forth from the seg cells. The dude in the seg cells is the one that had everything for sale, man. That was crazy. He'd fish out everything, get the money back. we'd watch the police drop it right back off to him, pick it back up, man. Whoever the hell he was, he had it going on. Like, they were working for him in there, man. So, I don't know. It's weird. That's my time in the immigration camp. I spent 30 days right there. I didn't get no fights. Nothing happened. It was fucking whack, man. That was like the trashiest place ever, man. It's anybody that was speaking English there, they were all getting caught bringing back illegal aliens. Like, I had no idea so many people were putting illegal aliens in their trunks, but that's what it was, man. A bunch of coyotes and a bunch of illegals, and I had to sit there with them for a whole month.